Hello, welcome back to the 4 a.m. Talks podcast, and you are listening to Poems with Ramya Velu. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode because it is the 11th episode and poem 10. So I am super happy to be starting this episode in the month of April. Wow. I am so happy because 2 months has already passed and I have been consistently posting stuffs and I've been constantly writing my poems, and I feel so happy because I've been recording each and every emotion that I feel through my poems. So it is just beautiful, and that is because of this podcast. So thank you so much. So if you're somebody who's listening to my episode for the first time, thank you so much for you to tune in to my episode today. My name is Ramya and I am a student of 3 subjects, that is psychology, journalism and computer science. So you are here today, and I want to already say that we are starting a new series, and these series have poems that are interconnected, and we are going to talk about a lot of emotions that are buried in today's society and that don't have a voice in today's society. So we're gonna discover about a lot of things that are very similar to you, very different to you. You might have experienced the similar emotions in different places, but all we get to do is to help each other grow mentally. So thank you so much and welcome back to my episode. So today's series that we are starting is about a place. Now you might wonder what kind of a place. The title of the poem is also about a place. So you might think, what is this place could be? Now some of you could be thinking about school, college. Just think that it's very similar to schools and colleges. So what is that one place that's very similar to school and college? It is definitely hostel. Now how many of you went back to your college days and you were missing your friends, the place, the memories, and you're just running those memories in your head? How many of you are actually thinking about it and you're just excited already? So this is a very special place with many of you because you could live with your friends, and that is just amazing, isn't it? So yeah, it really sounds amazing just for me to think about it. Now let's think about it in a parallel world where you feel that hostel is a sick place where you don't want to live, where you are going through a lot of stuffs. How do you feel about it? Just imagine all your friends you meet in your hostel are turned into enemies. Your amazing warden has turned into a nightmare. Just imagine about all these stuff. How horrible do you feel right now? So this is something about that one place that is going to talk about various factors. Now when I told you to think about all your friends turning into your enemies, what did you feel? You lost a sense of belongingness in that place. Because when I said about your friends and about the place, you were just like, oh my god, can I just relive it for one time? For one fucking time, can I relive in that moment? I'm so sorry for using a profanity, but yeah, that is just an emotion. So how did you feel? But when I said in a parallel universe, how did that energy drop from the sense of excitement to a sense of disappointment? So this series is going to talk about a person named Daisy. She is the protagonist of this series. She is the protagonist of all my poems. You will meet Daisy as you in your parallel universe. You'll meet Daisy as your reflection. You will meet Daisy as your friend. You will meet Daisy as your parent. You will meet Daisy in different situations in your life if you just put yourself into her shoes in different places that you have experienced. So, are you ready? I am super excited and I'm already waiting to start this. So, without any further ado, let's just start. So, this poem and this series is going to talk about 3 different factors, that is, feeling stuck. How many of you feel that you don't belong to a place? Now, just imagine that you randomly walk into your school, college, or your office and you find your friends, your classmates talk about the things that you don't want to talk about, and you rather want somebody who thinks like you and who is driving you to do something to get you there. Have you ever felt that weirdness? It could be even a family. Sometimes even the family members don't talk or don't appreciate what you think about and what you want to do in life. Rather, you go through a different things and you just feel hated and you feel that you don't fit in and you don't belong to that place. So the poem title is I Survived. And you'll have to imagine that Daisy survived. This poem is about Daisy. I is Daisy here. So Daisy is a person who is a dreamer and believer just like you who's listening to me. Now just think about a dream and something you believe in your life. You like, Ramya, you know what? I just want to do this in my life. And I am so happy doing it, Do you have something like that? Just think about that. Now with that dream, Daisy is going to a different city to accomplish her dream. Now let's imagine that Daisy is a psychology student and she is going to a different city to study this subject. Now Daisy goes to this place because that's where she is supposed to live for the rest of her 3 years. She's very intimidated by the place, but she's excited because this is a new place where she's gonna live for the 3 years, and she is going to carry a lot of memories, she's going to carry a lot of dreams, and she is going to experience a lot of different things in her life. So she's excited. But she finds something that's absurd in the air. That is, nobody is dreaming something that's big like her. Everybody thinks that she is weird and she thinks they are weird because they don't share that's similar or same. So that's why this poem talks about belongingness. She doesn't feel belonged. Now imagine that hostel has different rooms, and obviously Daisy has her own room which she shares with 2 other people. And Those two people are very different from her, and that room has a lot of fragrances. Those fragrances are sadness, disappointment, that she don't wanna smell it again. Now I'm gonna recite this poem so that we can further continue it. I survived. The stinky hostel room, filled with toxic slobs, disowned the sanity. The zillion time I tried to write my discussion, worn off my passion, questioning my existence. Every time I think of that dark place, tears roll down my cheeks and automatically my heart feels heavier by tightening my soul. But I know these somber memories play a critical role to push me forward. I am out and I'm at best place. My trials are better than anyone's there. Finally, I'm able to breathe. You have to know that Daisy has survived. As I said, the hostel room, just think about your hostel room. If you are a hostler, or if you were a hostelite, or if you ever lived in a hostel or in a PG or anywhere that you were away from your family and you had to share it with different people, how do you describe your room? How do you describe people in there? Her hostel room was stinking because people there weren't tidy. Imagine you stay in a very unhealthy place. What are the skin diseases you could get if you're a sensitive person? And imagine there were slobs. Those people, those roommates were slobs who don't know or who don't understand their roommate. And all they care about is how to let their own roommate down. Just think about that. It already feels sad when you just don't know how to survive because that place is just not appealing for you to live in. Now imagine Daisy's condition. Imagine you came to your home and your home was very untidy. Imagine your mother hadn't cleaned your room for days, or you hadn't cleaned your rooms for a day. Would you live in that room? And imagine Daisy living in that room. Imagine she goes to a college that doesn't give her right education. Imagine that they don't teach her well. Imagine they abuse that little kid with a lot of things that are just politically incorrect. The zillion times Daisy was trying to study, was trying to figure out her subject, her passion for her subject and degree just became a burden. Just imagine that right now I'm doing my podcast. This is my dream. Now I get tired of this. How sad is that? And she questions her existence. She's just like, did I sign up for this? Did I sign up to come here to experience this trauma? Just like how you think about this and you're feeling sad, every time she thinks about that place, she is feeling sad. She is like, oh my god, I didn't belong, I didn't fit in. Her heart feels quite heavier. She feels the weight that the emotions that she were carrying. She is trying to tell that, these bad memories played a critical role to push her forward and to go out there to try to get to a good place. But her trials taught her a better lessons, and she is finally able to get out of that place. Now, this is not the end to the series. There's a lot of things that's gonna come in, but this is something that Daisy is writing after a long time. Just imagine that you are going there with a lot of passion. You are just thinking that, oh my god, I am just going to become who I want to be and whom I have been dreaming about for this long time. And you just don't feel belonged. You just don't belong to that room. You just don't feel welcomed by your roommates. You are feeling very sad to go to your college. You are just feeling burdened by the subjects. You are just questioning and you're just tired of living a life that is just a disappointment. Now, many of you would be Daisy. I know a lot of people, who are living a life like this. How many of you gave up your dream and you are working in a different place? And that's one of the person that I really know. You just gave up your dream and you are living a life to satisfy your parents, and you just want to get out of that because you just don't feel happy, satisfied, but you're anyways doing it. That's what tiredness brings. Tiredness of going through the same phase of life like Daisy. When you don't like something, that's when you get to realize that you don't belong. You don't belong to that place. Because your thoughts are different, your perspectives are different. You want to be someone who is just going to get there. But you are being regretful that you are surrounded by people who make you feel that you aren't worth it. How many of you actually had, fights with your roommates? But how many of you had your friends as your roommates and it was all fun? How did it feel for you to stay in a place that took a lot of time for you to adjust? These are the things that make you realize that, oh my god, I wasn't happy with that. That's where everything starts, because you try to fit in and you try to get onto their level, to understand and to feel that you are one among that flock. And then you realize that you aren't, because you are different and you are running behind different things, but they are not. And you feel exhausted just running behind your dream. Now Daisy is like that. Now some people are having this amazing dream, but they are surrounded by people who are just draining their energy out by telling them mean stuffs. How many of you are in that kind of a place? How many of you feel so tired? How many of you feel that you need to get out of that place because you just don't feel belonged? You know what I would like to say? You know what Daisy would want to say? Daisy would want to say that, just get out of that place if you just don't feel belonged. Because belongingness is the thing to keep you sane, to make you feel that you are worth it. When you don't feel belonged, you feel lonely. So if you just don't feel that, just get out of that place right now without even considering any kind of, backups. It's fine. When you get out of that place, you're gonna feel sad for like few months, but you're gonna go to a place where you're gonna feel belonged and you're gonna feel so much better like Daisy. Daisy did. That's why Daisy's poem is called I Survived. Right? What I would like to say is belongingness is the first thing to push you forward to do many things in your life. You need to feel belonged in your dream. You need to feel belonged in a relationship. You need to feel belonged in a friendship. You need to feel belonged in every different place to make you feel sane and to push you forward to, grab many opportunities in life. When you just don't feel that it is yours or you belong there or you fit in, it's going to make everything hard. Because there are different collisions of dreams, there is different collision of thoughts, there is different collisions of perspectives that is going to make you feel even more, down. It's going to push you one step down. So if you're listening to this podcast and you felt something for this Daisy, or if you felt you were Daisy, just understand that everything is gonna be alright and you're going to survive too. Definitely, you are absolutely gonna survive this phase, but all you need to do is take a step and not feel stuck. Don't feel stuck at all. If you are listening to me and if you are feeling through Daisy's emotion, you are going to get through this. You are here in the right place listening to me right now. Just think that this is a sign for you to get out of that goddamn thing that you're stuck in. A place, a person, a thing. Just get out. Get the fuck out right now. You don't belong, you just don't belong. You can never try fitting in. Because if you are going to try fitting into that kind of a place, or with that person, or with that thing, it means that you are disrespecting your emotions. You are letting yourself down. And that is absolutely BS. It's bullshit. Nobody's gonna tell this. People are gonna be like, hey, come on, let's just adjust, let's just try, let's just do something so that we feel belonged. Don't do that. Because you are unique, you are individualistic person who has individualism in yourself, and you need to respect your emotions and your perspectives and your thoughts. When you don't belong to that flock of crowd, you just don't belong, because they are different. With this, we are coming to a flag end of the episode. Today we spoke about Daisy. We spoke about a place that is hostile, and we had gone into a parallel universe and we discovered many things that was not us. So if you were right there, and if you felt for Daisy, or if you are Daisy, or if your friend is Daisy, please go and advise them, suggest them, and help them to get out of that goddamn thing where they don't feel belonged. If you feel stuck, you need to untangle your own threads, because nobody else is not going to do that for you. Nobody else is going to do that for you. They're not going to come and untangle your threads. You need to untangle your threads. So untangle them right now. Because as time goes by, those untangled threads are going to become even more messier, and they are going to be chaotic, and you will not find a way to come out of it. I hope this gives you a view on what I am trying to say. This has been a lot heavier content than what I usually do. But I really thought that this is going to help a lot of people, because feeling stuck and not feeling belonged is something nobody wants to talk about. Everybody wants to fit in, everybody wants to act cool, everybody wants to do this, everybody wants to do that. But nobody wants to admit that you are not what you are trying hard just to fit in. I want to close this episode by giving one example of my friend. So my friend tries to act very cool. My friend tries to pretend that she is from this good, amazing place. But recently when I went to her place, I realized that where she's coming from doesn't actually reflect the person who she is. And she's doing this is just to fit in. And I think that is absolutely not correct, because we need to be proud of who we are and where we come from and what kind of a place we live in. That's very important. That's how it pushes few other people in your society to feel secured with themselves and feel belonged. And if you don't, this is what is going to happen. So if you're someone who's pretending, who's trying hard to fit in, just don't fit in, because you don't. Daisy survived. Trust me, Daisy has gone through a lot, and Daisy is trying to say that, you will get through this along with her, and she is going to help you through a lot of stuffs in the coming poems, in the coming episodes. So tune into my episodes every Sunday, and I'm so glad that you have been listening to me for almost 30 minutes now. So thank you so much for doing this. I'll see you